Hey guys, it's just me checking in. It's Sunday morning. I believe it's the 22nd. I got to double check. Just want to kind of give you guys a heads up as to my game plan for today. Share a couple stories with you from yesterday, and just kind of go from there. So, to those of you that reached out to me, I know I left some pretty lengthy um, videos yesterday morning, and you know, you could sense. I guess I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I always have. I always will. I wish I didn't. But people could sense maybe that my apprehension was growing. As I said, this is kind of the last weekend in which I'll see any kind of familiar faces at all. Um, After today, it'll be nothing but the unknown. And as I get further out towards the Midwest and into the West as I go, I think the population in different parts gets a little more uh, sparse. So therefore, my opportunities to meet folks and to get put up and to hopefully find the good I'm looking for in people and to share the stories in my book get fewer and far between as well. So it's just something I'll have to deal with, but I'm in good spirits today. Um, I'll be trying to get through Wooster, Ohio today with a target is a town called Hayesville, I believe it is, I'm looking to get to. It's hard when I look at these maps on my phone, where exactly 20 miles is. I got to get to the next town and just kind of doing the best I can. It's been pretty good so far, I think, and I hopefully a lot of you followers have seemed to have enjoyed these here. Yesterday was pretty uneventful. I beat the rain for the most part. It was crazy. Right after I checked in with my video last night, it just downpoured in buckets. The forecast calls for some rain today, mostly in the afternoon. So, but I'll be okay. It doesn't look like anything torrential as long as I got my ponchos and we'll be good to go. And I usually find places I can duck into if it gets real heavy. So, not a big deal there. I'm going to be shortly getting up and trying to get a little something in my stomach and then heading to a local church and just getting some prayers because I certainly need those. And for you out there that have been praying for me, I greatly appreciate that. I do want to recognize a few things. Well, first of all, my kids last night, I got some pictures. They sat through a concert in just rain gear, and I got a text last night from a little guy and said they had a great time. So I'm glad they did. Rain or shine, actually, in some ways, the rain will be a memory for them that they'll have with their mom for forever, and those memories are what this is all about. So I'm glad they had a great time. And then somebody also told me, my kid's gonna get mad at me right now, but someone also told me they liked the fact that I told a joke or two the other day. So this one goes out to my children. So what do you get when you cross a duck and a cow? Milk and quackers. Gotcha. So anyway, right now my son's rolling his eyes, my daughter's covering her ears, and they're hating their dad, but that's okay because I know they love me anyway. I got up early this morning. I was able to thank the folks that have been contributing to me on the GoFundMe page. I hadn't been able to do that, so there was a delay in that, and I hate, waiting to thank folks. For the folks that ordered shirts, greatly appreciate you doing that as well. If anybody's interested in that, you can go to my website, pttjourney.com, and see where you could order those. So today is just going to be hitting the road. I'm a little bit ahead of schedule, which is nice. So I'm not pressed to get 20 miles, especially on a Sunday per se. But we're going to do the best we can getting that done and going as far as we can. I am realizing as I go forward here that there's going to be more distance, less familiarity for me, and every day is one more day I find myself missing my family and wanting to get back to them too. So. But I really think the book's going to be great. I'm journaling that every morning, and but yesterday was interesting. I got a few emails and texts, and here we go again. I keep spinning this thing. My little tripod is broken, if you can't tell, so I'm trying to hold it while I talk. Good Lord! All right, are you guys dizzy yet? All right, so let me try to stop doing that. I'm a horror show. So I got a couple. There was one that actually was a GoFundMe donation, and I just responded to it this morning. But a young lady from somewhere in Pennsylvania, Elizabeth, wanted to thank me for what I'm doing, wish me well. But the thing that I really thought and struck me was that she wanted to share it with her 11-year-old. Some of the videos that I do. Now I know they're not always child appropriate, not perfect. I apologize about that, but These are the folks that get it and that I want to reach, because if we start talking to our kids and our young people, and again, if they just a little bit at a time point the thumb, things become a habit over time, and they'll find themselves asking themselves before pointing the finger at somebody else, what did I do? I got another email last night. I've gotten several folks that haven't been real happy with me for different reasons, and that's okay. I'm not going to make everybody happy. It's not my intent. But this particular person was upset that I called out a young lady in Washington, PA, for being a little bit indifferent. And the only thing I'll say to that is I didn't mention anybody by name. I never do. So I don't think I'm calling anybody out in that regard. Secondly, I think people confuse what I'm doing and my commentary as I go. The comment I got was basically, because someone doesn't say good morning to you or hello to you doesn't mean that people suck. I never said that person sucked. What drove me on this journey was the comment from my daughter, which she has heard out of my mouth. I'm aware of that too. But I had another old friend text me last night and kind of tell me that it's no wonder she said that, being she's heard me say it so many times. And that's kind of the point, is I don't like who I became. I did become that person that felt that way. So if you're keeping up with what I'm doing and you're understanding what I'm doing, you'll know that obviously my kids look up to me, and I became a person I didn't like, and I didn't want to be reflective of that on them, and so that's why I'm doing this, so I can come back and be a different person if I find that there are good people out there. Come back and wear my emotions on my sleeve and say how good folks are. But this person kind of said that in both of these cases where these people weren't happy with me, basically we're saying, hey, well, we're real sorry these folks didn't fit your agenda. Folks, I don't have an agenda. I'm just making observations. Like I said, I don't understand why another human can't acknowledge another human, okay? I don't know what it is at that moment that prevents that. I'm not saying they're wrong for it. They could be the greatest mom, daughter, sister, employee. I'm not saying they suck at all. I'm just making an observation that I walked within 3 feet of somebody who made eye contact with me and then chose to not acknowledge me even being there whatsoever. That doesn't make them bad. I never said they suck. So again, I just try to clarify the facts for folks. I don't want to get into some debate on text or trolling or emailing if somebody's hearing this and doesn't like what I'm saying now. But just understand what it is, that the message I'm trying to get across. I have said in my past people do suck. That's why my kids said it, and that's why I'm setting out to correct that, because I created that in them. They didn't create that themselves. And again, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just making observations. These people could be the greatest people in the world. I just don't understand it myself as to why somebody would choose not to. And then if you've heard my past videos, to my point about anybody that's indifferent when you give them a good gesture, a smile, a wave, a hello, and they don't acknowledge you, I will guarantee you this. If I walked by them and muttered some kind of curse at them, or I flipped them the bird, I guarantee you they would react. And that's another question I have, okay? Why is it human nature that if somebody sends a negative gesture in our direction in any capacity, that we're so prone to react to that? But someone sends a positive gesture in our direction, and we may or may not respond to that. So that's just a question and observation, not a criticism, folks. So, and lastly, it was funny, I had a good friend of mine shoot me a text last night asking me how I'm doing, and this was pretty late at night, around midnight or so, asking me how I'm doing, and we talked briefly. I asked how he was doing, and he said, well, I had a kind of a blowout with my brother, and I gotta kind of get that ship righted today. And it was funny because my advice was really simple. I know him well, I love him. I know his brother well, I love him. And I said, look, just whatever it is, just point the thumb first at yourself and ask him to do the same. And I bet if you both do that, the results will be a whole lot better than if you sit there and try to justify whatever caused the blow up. And he does the same thing. And I think he absolutely understands and plans on doing so. And that's kind of the illustration I want to make with this point the thumb thing, right? Incidents happen. We're not perfect. We're always going to be human. We're going to get frustrated. We're going to be upset. We're going to be happy. But in that moment where a 1 day, a 1 hour, or 1 week divide could come, and in that time, most arguments or disagreements are resolved with people just kind of, trying to justify why they behaved the way I did. Point the thumb takes that out of the equation. Point the thumb says, let me ask why did I do what I did, and maybe I could put myself in their shoes, and I think it'll de-escalate this thing quickly. And I'm interested to hear his feedback. But that was another conversation late last night. So that's about it for today. The weather's supposed to be raining this afternoon. I'll deal with that. Like I said, there's some apprehension on my part. I'm going to be turning the corner here, not literally, but just, at this point, we're going to be heading towards central Ohio, and then into Indiana, and it's not like it's a quick couple-hour drive for somebody that I know or love to come grab me or see me if I need a moment, and hey, that's what this journey's about. So I guess as apprehensive as I was yesterday, I'm as eager for that today, and I'll keep you guys updated as I go. So thanks for listening. Milk and Quackers, Landon, Milk and Quackers, all right? I love you guys. Grace, Kira, Landon, glad you had a good time at the show yesterday. Wish I was there with you. You're the best, and stay in touch, guys. So just let me tell you all kind of my path. Again, I tried to reach out to a couple of newspapers this morning before I left. I only was able to reach one. A lot of them want links, and I don't have access to the links on my page. Maybe I do. I'm just not bright enough to handle it. But just so folks know, if they want to help me out and reach out to smaller town papers as well as bigger papers as we go, I'm basically going to be going from Wooster, Ohio, heading out through Mansfield, Ohio. From there, I'm going to be a little bit north of Lima. I don't know if it's Lima or Lima, Ohio. And from there, in the next 10 days, I'll be heading into Fort Wayne, Indiana. So I'm sure there are a lot of little local papers along the way. So if there are followers out there, that's the other one I want to talk about yesterday. So yesterday morning it started to rain. I ducked into a Dairy Queen, got a soda, took some pictures with some young guys. To be young again, huh? Anyway, talked to some of the young ladies. I got an email yesterday from one of the young ladies was saying basically, hey, my boyfriend and my sister and I gonna go hiking tomorrow. Can we get you any kind of care package? Can we get you anything at all? And while we weren't able to hook up, I just want to say thank you, and I greatly appreciate the offer and the gesture. But I will ask you guys, if you know anybody out along the Route 30 Lincoln Highway kind of way, if you can let them know I'm coming. If you folks out there can reach out to any local newspapers and media, all the publicity, any publicity is helpful, and that's about it. So there's my next 10 days. There'll be other little towns along the way, but for the most part we'll be at Mansfield, Wooster, Mansfield, Lima, and then into Fort Wayne. All right, so thanks again, guys. Love you. Have a great day. I'll give you updates later on.